Hi everyone, will be the last video of the term. I'm going to go ahead and record the complete video for the next few weeks and also go over the to-do list. So you have just a few projects we're finishing up on. So this week you're going to create a lesson plan. So you have selected a probe from the misconceptions probes page Keeley. You're going to pick some participants, you're going to give them the probe, you're going to collect the evidence from those probes, you're going to include that, and then you're going to identify where were their misconceptions. You're going to create an activity to kind of confront those misconceptions and build on their conceptions, and then you're going to turn that in the lesson plan for that activity this week. So you're only going to do, there's a template for this, and there's only parts that you're going to be doing for this week. So you're going to do, click on the template and open it real quick. You can see I'm going to show you the to-do list in just a second. So probably would have been easier just to preview this in Canvas, but here we go. Let me move this over for you. Okay, so here's the lesson plan you're going to do, not like the other ones you're doing. So this one's pretty simple. You're just going to try to find the NGSS standard. What's your topic? Who are your participants? What does the research say about what are the common misconceptions? So if you have to Google that, you can. You're going to plan, the pre-assessment is the probe, so you're going to include a copy of the probe. You're going to include copies of your students or your participants' responses, and then here's where you design the activity. So that's the only part you're going to be doing is this first page and then this first part of the second page. Next week, you're going to complete this part where you actually then, after you do the activity, you're going to give them the probe again, compare it to what they did know previously. Did you actually address their misconceptions? And then you're going to write here, what did you learn about this process, about students and their struggle with adding new conceptions or building on conceptions or changing conceptions they may already have. And so that'll be based on both your experience and what you learned from the Page Keeley materials and just looking at misconceptions in science. So that is actually your week 9 and 10 assignments. So the first part for week 9, you're going to do just this section, to the blue, and then for week 10, you're going to do this section, these second two sections, and you're going to submit the whole thing for week 10 with evidence from your students of what they did. The other assignments that you're going to complete this week are, those are the only two assignments for weeks 9 and 10. So for finals week, you do have a couple of other assignments you've been working on, hopefully. So your draft lesson plan that you turned in and hopefully got to teach last week, you're going to do a final lesson plan for that. Sorry, scroll down here. So this is your final lesson plan, and it must include a reflection. So you're going to reflect on what you did for when you taught it, and specifically, you know, how did you change or modify the lesson as you went? And what would you do after you've taught it now that you can reflect, and what are there changes that you would make? So that's the final lesson plan. And then the last assignment is your professional project. So you're tasked with attending some sort of professional development this term, whether it was a conference, a webinar, professional development in your district. Lots of different options for that, and so your professional project is due this week as well. So you have a couple of options for how you want to turn that in. You can do a narrated PowerPoint. You can do a information page, and those instructions are in here. I've also created a to-do list for the next 3 weeks, so that will also give you information about that. So you can do an infographic or you can do a PowerPoint. And if there's something else you want to do, you can always email me, and I'll happy. Some people like to do a Google slideshow. That's fine. Canva or some other, like a portfolio perhaps, or something instead. So I'm open to other formats that you want to create, but I do want you to give a pretty good overview of what you attended. How was it helpful or not helpful? Would you recommend it to others? So that's what you're going to do for your professional project. So those are all going to be submitted. So pay close attention to the due dates over the next couple weeks, because you do have some changes. So for instance, your work this week is due on the 26th as normal. Then the week 10 work is due the 3rd of December, but your lesson plan is also due on December 3rd. So keep in mind that that needs to be turned in at the end of week 10, and then finals week you will only have your professional project to turn in. Again, I apologize that we did not meet synchronously this week or this past weekend. And I am open, though, to meeting individually if you want to schedule a time to talk with me and go over any of this information. I know it's been a little bit less structured than I like with the transition, but I'm here to try to support you in any way I can. So hopefully with that, you'll have a good Thanksgiving break, and I hope you're teaching. If you were just doing it for the first time full-time this week, I hope it went well, and I look forward to wrapping up the term with you.